people still laugh like that? Tonight, on episode 211 of AWSM Comedy Radio, special guests Sophia Jouravel and Cheng, here to talk about the Chicago market and a lovely one-woman show, Not Quiet, tonight on AWSM Radio.
Damn, that was good.
Damn, it's time for the next episode, which might be the first episode. I don't know what the number is. I only know my identity. I'm Logan.
It's 211. I'm Nick.
I'm Tom.
Really good. He always remembers that.
I do.
He does. He's really good with facts. I'm also kind of good with facts, which I want to take just a moment to introduce our special guests. So we have a representative here to talk with us about the Chicago market. For those of you who don't know, the Chicago market is a food co-op offering hallmark staples of local food in addition to workshops, classes, and performances. Please welcome Sophia Jouravel. And to her immediate left, in a wooden chair that is nailed to the other, we have a lady who is performing a show called Not Quiet, Asian American by law, Asian woman by desire, storytelling with a purpose and for political impact. Please welcome Cheng.
Woo! Hello.
How are you two doing?
Good.
Are those
Good.
seats comfortable? Because they look rather firm.
They're interesting.
They are. They're very
They are
interesting.
nailed to each other.
Yeah, I feel kind of boxed in.
Boxed in?
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
trapped?
Like in a
A
good
little
way?
bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
See, I told Logan, I was like, we should put them in the comfortable chairs. And
Well,
he was
you
like,
And I
convinced
was
him to get
like-
rid of the traps, so...
that's true. I did convince them to get rid of the traps.
I need this whole couch to myself.
Yeah.
Ladies, we're going to go into a little opening segment, sometimes a little trapdoor of its own. This is a segment that originally constructed by Tom, where he posts things on Craigslist that he is actually selling. And sometimes the descriptions can be quite odd. Everything's better when Tom posts. Everything's better when Tom posts.
Like compost. Pokemon card collection for sale. Do you like dog fighting? Who doesn't? How about if those dogs were on fire? How about if those dogs were on fire and were fighting mimes? Well, then Pokemon is the game for you. It's got flaming dogs, squirting turtles, and carp that are just fucking worthless. In the game, you make these magical creatures brutally fight each other for your pleasure. It's for kids. Pokemon is basically the answer to the question, what does animal cruelty look like on acid? With these cards, you can pretend to have a rat electrocute a bird, and then pretend to shove that rat into one of your balls. And I'm selling a collection of their finest playing cards, from Weedles to other Weedles. I mostly have Weedles. If you can't afford my Weedle collection, I'm willing to trade for a pit bull and some matches. Email me at chicagodogfighter@chicagodogfighter.dogfights.
Everything's better when Tom posts. Everything's better when Tom posts.
Like compost.
So we always like to make sure our guests feel right at home. Totally, immediately comfortable.
No need to comment, but
Yeah,
there it is.
But there is a need to comment, Sophia, about the Chicago market. I just want you to go right into it. It might happen. It might be right around the corner at the famous Gerber building. For those of you who don't know Chicago, the Wilson Stop has been under construction for some time, and this might be an addition that would be very welcome. Talk to me about this.
Absolutely. So the Gerber building is actually, it's literally around the corner. It's 2 blocks away, I want
Yes.
to say, in that direction.
It is. Podcasts are very visual.
Podcasts,
That way.
there's latitude, longitude, something.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're really excited. We've been working on this grocery store co-op for, I want to say, about 4 years now, and this
Yeah.
is the furthest we've come and the most publicly we've come out about a location that we're pursuing. And it is a bidding process. So
Right.
our proposal is due on Wednesday,
Yes.
and then it's up to the CTA and the city to look through our proposal, and we're up against the likes of Popeyes and maybe a mattress firm, and that's all, contemplation at this point. But
Right.
national stores that will probably not do very good for the community, whereas Chicago Market would bring, I think we're approximating 70 to 80 jobs that are sourced from the community. So like we're partnering with community organizations like Back on My Feet to employ folks from the neighborhood, and that way the money stays the money stays in the local economy.
Right.
And it's so. As you defined earlier, what kind of goods would be in Chicago Market, it's mostly, it's as local as we can get it, but sustainable if it's not local. And we want it to be a full-service grocery store, one-stop shop, everything from,
Organic
produce
and
to wine to bananas and granola and toilet paper. So some of those things aren't grown in Chicago or in the Midwest, but like I said, we want it to be your one-stop shop, a place you feel good about going to, where if it's not local, it's sustainable, and it builds community. So even though we don't have a store yet, but we already have pop-ups, we already have like wine tasting events, we already have volunteering opportunities. We have a sense of community without a brick and mortar, and we have a pop-up coming up next Saturday at Truman, actually, a barbecue-themed pop-up.
Yeah.
So all kinds of goodies for your July 4th barbecues.
Awesome. Thanks so much. The reason that we went back in time, and this is episode 211, is we're going to push this episode out very quickly so we can use this medium to help spread the word about this very, very noble
Yay.
cause. Yeah, absolutely. That deserves a round of applause.
The date of the pop-up shop is
June 10th.
June 10th. Great.
Okay.
But the vote is happening by the information for the bid is due by this Wednesday?
So we have a petition, and it's really important to show as much community support as possible on this petition.
Yes.
So if you go to chicagomarket.coop, you'll see at the top of the website, it says Wilson CTA petition. Click on that. Read through it at your leisure. It takes 2 seconds to fill out whatever information it's looking for. And then you click sign, and you as a member of the Chicago community will have voted for an awesome organization to go into the Gerber building.
Awesome. Yeah. And we'll be sure and include that description and link down below. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Ada, how are you, dear?
Very good. I'm just trying to sound sexy.
It's working. It's working.
You are accomplishing it. So I was checking out some of your stories because you're a storyteller.
Yes.
You once worked for, was it DePaul? And you decided to transition into being a lovely, lovely storytelling artist.
Yes, I was a professor for 15 years.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Cool.
And you just decided that time for a change.
There's a short story. It's that 2 years ago, it's 2015, in August, one morning I woke up, and I thought, I think I'll do better as a stand-up comedian. Seriously.
Go you.
Yes, I did. And then I started taking classes at Second City, improv class, and I fell in love with it. And 3 months later, I sent an email to my colleagues and say, after 14 years of teaching, I think I have enough of you guys. Bye.
Whoa.
Is that verbatim
I
what
hope
you said?
that's verbatim.
No.
I hope that's verbatim.
But I just say, I think it's time for me to move on. So
right.
I completely changed my career from being a professor, trying to educate people, and now I'm trying to make people laugh.
Same thing. What were you what were you a professor of before?
I was a sociology professor, and I taught gender, sexuality, sex, immigration, race, both undergraduate and graduate students.
Cool.
Yeah.
So most of your pieces are very politically driven.
Yes.
There is a cause and there is a message, and I love that. But I also love comedy, and I think you found this really, really happy blend between the two. And I can't remember my favorite. I think it was about a strip club. Was that a strip club? What was that one?
I oh, really? Among all the videos, you found that one? All right.
I don't know what he was searching.
So I went on a date, and I'm not a judgmental person. So the guy wanted to go to a strip club. I'm like, that was my first time. Let's go. And so this woman wanted to dance, and I said, great. I've never done it before. And then as I was sitting there, and then music started dance, and I thought, for some reason, I thought about sex is about mutuality. And as she started dancing, I just extended my fingers and started massage her breasts. I thought she was dancing for me. I should do something for her.
I think they have rules about that.
Her breast was right in front front of me, and I completely forgot I was in a public place, and I just extended it upon my palms and I started to just really moving my fingers, and then she said, "Put down your hands, you can't touch me." And I just realized, I'm a paying customer. I don't have to do anything. I can just enjoy it. That was my first experience with a strip club. Yeah.
Wow.
Not unlike the Chicago market, I think that also deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
It's time for a game.
Oh, there is a prize for the winner, too.
Fartku.
While I hand out these pads of paper, Tom, why don't you show them what they may win?
I forgot for the last episode, but you could win a T-shirt with my face on it. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
All right, Logan,
This
so
is,
explain to our lovely guests how we're going to play this game. This game entitled Fartku.
Yes, this game, Fartku, it's an oldie but a goodie. You are going to
debatable.
have 30 seconds to compose a haiku about farts. And that's really all there is to it. It's our most artistic...
We need to remind them of the structure of a haiku. That is
Oh, yeah.
unclear. That
Okay.
is not
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so let's
I
do
thought,
that.
they're 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
And that is the structure of a haiku.
Yeah, and I want the audience to remain quiet while they write their haikus. I have 30 seconds beginning now.
Absolutely quiet.
Just so that we can really focus what's going on. Please remain quiet. We put their souls on paper. Tom, be quiet.
What? It was Nick.
All right, 10 seconds left.
Oh my God.
Nick, stop laughing.
Oh my God. Fartku.
All right, time is up. Put your pencils down. We will decide this by audience applause. So, audience, I will cue you, and I will cue the applause-o-meter right here to judge once each of the contestants has read their Fartku. Sophia, we're going to start with you. Whenever you're ready, please share with us your fart art.
Now, I think I might have gotten the syllables off, but that's okay.
Oh, Nick,
Wait.
pretend to pay attention and disqualify her if it seems really
I got
off.
this. I can count syllables.
All right.
The dog did it. Fajita mix. Awkward silence.
All right, audience, what do you think? Okay,
I'm paying attention.
that was a 5.8. Ada, whenever you're ready.
It's 5. You want me the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole
Okay.
haiku.
I crouched down way low. Pee poo pa pee poo pa. I got up. Well done.
Audience applause. I'm registering it now. Pretty close, but that was a 6.2. So Ada, you've just won Fartku.
Here's your prize.
Fartku.
What do you think about that prize, Aiden?
Oh my God, I feel so accomplished. more so when I got a PhD. This is great. I'm so proud of myself for putting my 7 years of schooling into this this moment of Fartku.
Just imagine if you were an English professor, you know?
Oh yeah, I think I did pretty well.
I think you did
Pa.
All right, thank you, ladies, so much for coming on our show. Give it up one more time for Sophia Jouravel and Ada Cheng. Thanks so much. You've been listening to AWSM Comedy Radio. Please stay tuned for future episodes featuring Max Hensgen and Larry Fulford, in addition to another episode featuring Caressa Taylor and Tim Cannavale.
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh!
Cannavale?
Caviar!
Caviar.